In a sun-dappled forest, where every leaf and flower seemed to hum with life, lived two very different friends. One was Lovey Crow, a handsome bird with feathers as black as midnight. Lovey was clever, but he was also quite boastful and always looked for the easiest way to get things. His friend, Bodyman Katbarali, was a small, diligent squirrel with a twitching nose and bright, observant eyes. While Lovey flitted from branch to branch, chasing sunbeams and singing about his own brilliance, Katbarali spent his days with a single-minded purpose, gathering nuts and preparing for the future. He would scurry up and down ancient trees, his cheeks puffed with acorns, carefully choosing the best ones to store for the long winter ahead. One bright afternoon, Lovey swooped down with a triumphant caw. He had found something shiny, a piece of a broken glass bottle glittering like a diamond in the sun. He landed on a branch next to Katbarali, showing off his prize. "Look, Bodyman!" he chirped, puffing out his chest. "You work so hard scurrying all day for dull nuts. I, with my sharp eyes, find treasures without even trying. This is true cleverness." Katbarali paused his work, looking up from the nut he was about to bury near a large oak root. He saw the pride in Lovey's eyes, but he also felt a pang of concern. The days were growing shorter, and a cool breeze whispered through the leaves, a clear sign that the seasons were turning. "That is a pretty thing, Lovey," he said gently, "but it will not fill your stomach when the snow comes." Lovey just laughed and flew off to show his treasure to other forest dwellers. Soon the vibrant greens and yellows of the forest faded to brown. The leaves fell, carpeting the ground, and a sharp frost began to paint the branches silver each morning. Winter arrived, cloaking the forest in a quiet, cold blanket. For Lovey, life became a desperate struggle. The berries and insects he had feasted on were gone, and the ground was too hard to find any worms. His shiny treasure offered no comfort, only a cold reflection of his own hungry face. His once sleek feathers were now ruffled and dull. Meanwhile, Katbarali was safe and warm. From his cosy hollow in the old oak tree, he watched the snow fall, content and secure with his vast store of nuts and seeds, a reward for his months of hard work. One particularly cold morning, Lovey, weak with hunger, saw a crack of light coming from Katbarali's home. He hopped closer and peeked inside, his stomach rumbling as he saw the squirrel nibbling contently on a large acorn. All his pride and boastfulness vanished, replaced by a desperate gnawing hunger. Swallowing what was left of his pride, Lovey tapped weakly on the bark with his beak. When Katbarali appeared, Lovey lowered his head in shame. "Bodyman," he croaked, his voice barely a whisper. "I was foolish. I am starving. Could you spare some food?" He couldn't even look his friend in the eye, so great was his humility. Seeing his friend so humbled and frail, Katbarali's heart filled with compassion. He didn't scold or remind Lovey of his earlier boasting. Instead, he simply beckoned him inside. "Of course, Lovey. Come in and warm yourself," he said kindly. He pushed a pile of his best nuts toward the shivering crow. As Lovey ate greedily, Katbarali shared not just his food but also his wisdom. "True wealth, my friend, isn't found in shiny, useless things," he explained. "It is built through hard work and planning. The sun always shines after the rain, but winter always follows autumn. We must use the good times to prepare for the hard times. That is the secret to a peaceful life." Lovey listened, every word sinking into his heart like a seed. He finally understood the foolishness of his ways. When spring returned, painting the forest in fresh, vibrant colours, it found a changed crow. Lovey no longer wasted his days chasing shiny objects or boasting of his cleverness. He worked alongside Katbarali, his eyes now sharp for finding food, not trinkets. He learned to identify the best nuts, the juiciest berries, and the safest places to store them. His feathers regained their glossy sheen, and his core was now one of happy industry, not empty pride. He and Bodyman Katbarali became the closest of friends, their bond forged not just in a shared meal, but in a lesson learned and a life transformed. They showed everyone in the forest that hard work and foresight are the true keys to a secure and happy life.